Today, we're getting into something really familiar for probably almost everyone. That daily question, what's for dinner?
Yeah, the struggle is real. And we've got this one interesting source today. It's info about a Coursera course.
Right, called ChatGPT Meal Planning, Effortlessly Plan and Cook with AI.
hmm And our plan here is pretty straightforward. Just unpack what this course description says it offers and, what the potential looks like for using AI, specifically ChatGPT, for meal planning, based only on this source material.
Because, let's face it, meal planning can be, well, a drag sometimes. Figuring out what to cook, the shopping, getting it done on time.
Totally. And then there's using up what's in the fridge, or maybe a picky eaters or dietary needs.
Exactly. It's a constant thing. And this source, it really seems to position AI as a potential answer to that exact problem you might be dealing with.
Absolutely. And the course itself, it seems to come from a solid place. It's on Coursera, developed by Dr. Jules White at Vanderbilt.
And he's listed as a top instructor, right?
That's what the source says, yeah. Top instructor status.
Okay, so the big promise here, according to the description, is basically revolutionizing your meal planning using AI.
Right. It talks about getting these customized plans that fit your schedule, your diet, what you actually like to eat.
All without the usual stress. Sounds good.
The goal they state is turning ChatGPT into, like, your personal chef.
A personal AI chef.
That's-
Okay. Is it super technical, though?
Actually, no. The source explicitly says it's beginner level, no prior background needed.
Huh. And what about the time involved?
It's listed at around 5 hours total and flexible schedule.
So manageable. How's it structured?
Looks like 2 modules. It's got the usual mixed videos, some readings, assignments. Oh, and an ungraded lab, too, for practice.
Okay. And what skills does it claim you'll actually walk away with?
Well, it lists quite a few. Calendar management, obviously ChatGPT itself, problem solving, planning,
Standard stuff for planning, maybe? What else?
creative thinking, time management, and then these two, prompt engineering and AI personalization.
Prompt engineering and AI personalization for meal planning. That sounds pretty specific. How do those actually apply here?
Well, reading between the lines in the description, prompt engineering seems key to getting ChatGPT to give you useful recipes.
Yeah.
Asking the right way.
So it understands what you need, like low carb or using only pantry staples.
Exactly. And the AI personalization part sounds like it's about teaching the AI you,
Hmm.
their habits, your preferences, so it gets better over time, more tailored.
Ah, okay. Like building that personal chef intelligence.
That seems to be the idea based on the source.
Gotcha. Okay, let's dig into the specific techniques it mentions. These sound kind of cool. First one, turning fridge leftovers into actual meals. That hits home.
Oh, yeah. This tackles that what do I do with this problem. And food waste. The description says it teaches you how to use what you have.
Ah, does it say?
It implies you'd maybe snap a picture or list the items you have, and then ChatGPT is supposed to generate recipes using only those things.
Wow, okay. That alone could be huge. No more sad, forgotten vegetables.
Right. And definitely fewer last-minute grocery runs.
What about the calendar integration it mentions?
Yeah, that's another practical angle. The source says the course covers syncing your calendar digital, maybe even physical, with ChatGPT
To do what, exactly?
to get meal suggestions that actually fit your schedule. So quick meals when you're busy, maybe something more involved when you've got the time.
So it's not just what to cook, but when you can realistically cook it.
Making it fit your life, not the other way around.
Okay, and then there's this concept that sounds really central, creating a meal planning persona. What's that about?
This seems like a core idea from the description. It's about building a profile for the AI, an intelligent one.
A profile, like,
Yeah, one that remembers your details, your family's favorite dishes, any allergies or diets, maybe even where you like to shop or how long you typically have to cook on weeknights.
so ChatGPT starts to know you in a meal planning sense.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
The description says this lets it personalize suggestions before you even ask because it already has that context.
Interesting. So it moves beyond just answering single questions. It builds a relationship, sort of.
A culinary AI relationship, maybe. Based on the description, yeah, it aims for ongoing, relevant help without you repeating yourself constantly.
Okay, that's the practical side. But it also mentions something a bit more fun. Creative fusion cuisine.
Right. The source says the course teaches methods to mix different global flavors. It gives examples like Mexican Korean tacos or Mediterranean Asian stir fry.
Huh. So using AI for culinary creativity.
Seems like it. Not just for the daily grind, but also for coming up with new, maybe impressive dishes for guests or just to shake things up.
So AI could help me figure out dinner tonight and invent a dish for my next dinner party.
That's the picture the course description paints. Yeah,
Yeah.
both ends of the spectrum.
It's interesting, though, amidst all this capability talk, the source also specifically mentions a reading in Module 1 called Caution, ChatGPT Makes Mistakes.
And that's important, right? It shows they're not pretending the AI is perfect.
Good point. It acknowledges limitations.
Yeah, it suggests you need to be aware, maybe double-check things, use your own judgment, not just follow it blindly. So, a dose of realism.
Sensible. Okay. Moving beyond the content, it also mentions the course gives you a shareable certificate.
Right, something tangible for your LinkedIn profile or resume, positioning this as a real skill you've learned.
And what about feedback? Does the source mention reviews?
It does. It notes a high average rating, 4.8, based on 13 reviews mentioned in the source.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, suggests people are finding it valuable, at least based on that sample.
Any specific examples?
There were a couple highlighted. One user, JP, apparently used it to plan a whole Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow, Thanksgiving. That's complex.
Catering to different family preferences. They called it a great complement to cookbooks.
Nice. A real-world stress test.
And another one, CS, called the course super fun and practical. They praised the instructor for sharing tips that made cooking easier, tastier, and more economical.
Easier, tastier, and more economical. That really hits the nail on the head for what most people want from meal planning help, doesn't it?
Pretty much sums up the appeal. The source also briefly touches on why people use platforms like Coursera generally. The flexibility, getting practical skills, learning niche topics online.
Right, which gives context for why someone might seek out a course specifically on AI for something like cooking.
Exactly. People are looking for ways to apply this tech to their actual lives, even something as everyday as dinner.
So wrapping up the details from this Coursera description, the picture it paints is that AI meal planning, done right, could be more than just a novelty.
Yeah, it's presented as a structured approach to potentially cut down on mealtime stress, manage your kitchen better.
Whether that's just getting through the week or planning something special.
What really stands out, based on the source, is taking this powerful AI tool, often associated with writing or complex data stuff.
And applying it to something so personal. Ingredients, schedules, tastes.
Yeah, tailoring it right down to your individual kitchen. Managing the chaos, maybe.
Maybe. The benefits the source emphasizes, saving time, cutting waste, fitting meals into busy schedules, remembering what everyone likes, even sparking creativity. They sound really good. Assuming the course delivers, of course.
It definitely makes you think. And it leads to a broader question, perhaps for you,